do our first GMA. We haven't done one of these in it's quite a while now. So slightly different format with young Jasper here, and obviously the boss also. So we will go through a basic structure of the AMA, and then we'll invite some questions that we'll have down on our right hand side in StreamYard, and we'll
good.
do our best to answer any questions that we want to answer that you ask. No, I'm joking, but we'll answer all of them
Um,
as per normal.
yeah, so I'm going to be talking about compiler languages that we've added to the Reactor, backend processing upgrades, fundraising progress, and then Jasper will be diving into business development progress and bridging. From there, we will talk about our new addition to the team, which I'm sure you guys will be excited about.
Nice one. So, without further ado, TJ, if you want to give us a high level update on specifically the reactor and the development so far.
Yeah, so the Reactor, we've recently upgraded the compiler process, which makes it a lot more seamless end to end. Users can, of course, upload, edit, but now they can deploy much faster. We've also added bytecode to it, which no one else is even doing something similar to that, um, which is great as well because I think 30 to 40% of the contracts on Etherscan are written in bytecode, which has now been added to the Reactor. So if you guys are familiar with going on Etherscan and you look at a contract and it's a bunch of random numbers and letters, uh, we can essentially take that now and upload it into the Reactor, which is exciting. Um, but yeah, and then as far
TJ,
yeah,
no, I was just going to say it might be worth going into a little bit more detail about the Bybit aspect for all of those normies and non-developers out there, like me and George.
yeah. So for the normies out there, this essentially makes the Reactor 40 to 50% more powerful as far as all of the contracts it can ingest as well as spit out. So all those like seemingly encrypted code bases that are on the blockchain right now, we can upload into the Reactor, which is nice because people can't really hide how their front running bot works, for example, or how their arbitrage bot works. We can just upload it into the Reactor and understand it.
Awesome.
So, any other news on the reactor so far? Or was it just about the compiler?
Well, the compiler is huge, but one of the biggest processes that we've done is implement a feature that essentially allows us to use the Reactor without a back end. And I mean, to any developers listening to this, that sounds insane. Like, how is that secure? But we've developed a essentially quantum proof way to compile our data and put it on chain. So we don't necessarily have to rely on a product like Google Cloud or AWS to host the data that we're pushing. And I mean, if you guys think about it, I'm drop a little alpha here, how that could extend to other projects. I mean, the potential is limitless.
Good use of the
Yeah,
word limitless there. I like that.
Hello.
I didn't even do that on purpose.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. So with that, obviously we've just put the roadmap on the website. Is that correct?
Yes, yeah. As of today, live on the website. Drop the
Okay.
link in the Discord for anyone looking for it. But it should be
Okay.
relatively intuitive.
So to TJ, with the reactor being developed over the sort of quarter four this year, quarter one next year, how do you foresee that sort of enabling us to sort of quicker jump on the command console, the DeFi products, and being able to then make a 2.0 version of swaps and a 2.0 version of NFT marketplace? How do you foresee that
Well,
happening?
so I kind of want to bridge it over to Jasper here after I opine on that a little bit. Um, with the reactor and being open to people as a way to develop code, we're going to develop use that word twice, but we're essentially going to create a developer community that can build these products open source for the ARC Foundation. And there's definitely been progress on that front in talking to L1s, talking to big developer groups about using the reactor. And I think as we release the reactor as a SaaS product and we develop that community, we're also going to essentially scale our workforce on the dev side and be able to hit those DeFi pieces on our roadmap. But Jasper, do you want to talk a little bit about how we've been talking to different projects, how they see the reactor, how many potential developers are going to bridge over?
Yeah. So probably easiest to start from the beginning in that sense. I mean, kind of my strategy and what George and TJ have obviously been working hard on too, in terms of facing outwards with the reactor at the moment, given where we are at with development. A really important aspect of that has been reaching out to layer ones and kind of the top EVM layer twos, and just starting to build some important relationships. And what this is doing for us, essentially, is being not only having a straight line of comms to them, good relationships with them, the reactor being on the map there, and them being very appreciative of what we're doing, exploring potential investment and grants from those layer ones and their foundations themselves, but also then becoming integrated within their builders communities, speaking to all of the projects that are building out on those chains, making sure that they're aware of what the reactor can do now and will be able to do. And I think the kind of potential there for ARC really speaks for itself when you think that, for some of these layer ones, and I very almost slipped up and said a name, but for some of them, they have 300, 400, 500, upwards of 1,000 projects building out of them, seriously mind-boggling daily volume statistics, both in terms of kind of what's being traded, but in terms of the contracts running on top of them. And what we want to be, and what a lot of these foundations can see us becoming, is essentially the primary tool for building out on their chain. They're talking about having the reactor integrated into their own websites, welcoming us onto kind of doing regular AMAs with the team, doing basically their utmost to help them build out on their chain. So it's a really exciting two-way conversation, where they know what we can do for them and we know what they can do for us, and we're both really happy to see that progressing.
So,
Yeah, you almost
Any-
slipped up there, Jasper, with the one you met with earlier.
George, what are you hinting at?
Okay, how about this question? You can answer this, I bet. So, in comparison to previous relationships and partnerships and integrations before that ARC were working on, how much more impressive are the sort of the integrations and partnerships that are being sort of manipulated by yourself now in comparison, size-wise? Oh, bigs.
I mean, it's
green tea.
been kind of alluded to. Ginger. It's been alluded to in the
Get your crumpets too. Your biscuits.
Yes.
Ginger tea.
It's great. I'm sure that there are some listeners on here that will appreciate that. Anyway, where were we? Sorry, completely throwing me off there. Oh yeah. Honestly, I know it's been alluded to on previous AMAs, but we're talking about the top projects in the space, the top companies in the world. I mean, obviously, we know the call that we had as a team on Wednesday and the company that was with. And again, I kind of don't want to do too much of the kind of dropping in random bits of kind of ominous alpha, but we're aiming for the very top. I've been reaching out to every basically top layer one in terms of statistics, market cap, whatever criteria you want to look at it from, as well as the top enterprise services. Being very careful with my wording. But yes, yeah. Aiming right for the top. I mean, I know that you guys know the community. I mean by that, our ambition as a team. And yeah, we're aiming for the very top and working our absolute hardest to make that happen. So yeah, it's I'm looking forward to rolling some of it out over the coming months.
Yeah, momentum has definitely been picking up. I don't want to give away, too much of a hint, but we've definitely snowballed over time towards the release of the reactor. and the people that are excited about it, it just speaks to how powerful it is. I feel like we're a sleeping giant.
And with those, what's the feedback, TJ, that would you sort of how would you best describe the feedback you're getting from all the different calls you're going in from, whether it be any enterprise services or Web3 companies,
Or Web2 companies.
or Web2 companies? What do you feel? What do you feel is worth passing on to everyone that is the most that sort of comes across sort of all of them, that spans all of the different calls? Is there anything you're specifically getting all the time?
Typically, when you're meeting with investors, if they're interested in investing, they don't want to compliment you too much because they're put in a situation where they're justifying the valuation that you want, right? Investors want to invest more cheaply, so they'll kind of question you, get you to doubt yourself a little bit, come back in with a counter offer. Out of the Web2 companies we met with, out of the funds we met with, I mean, typically it goes, this technology is incredible. Few people in the world can do this, and I'm quoting directly. And how can I invest in this myself before they actually pass it on to their higher ups? And I think that speaks volumes, because one, funds looking to invest, they don't want to justify your valuation right away. They want to get a slightly cheaper version of it. Two, they do that even further by trying to invest themselves before they pass it up higher along the chain. So I think it's all been good news. And with the level of people we're talking to that are excited about it, it is verified the value that we're creating quite a bit.
So you see that the running theme across all of the calls is the two things. One is the acceptance and sort of acknowledgement of the tech, followed by the financial sort of implications of what this could be.
The FOMO.
Sort of 12 months down the line, yeah. Okay, nice one. Is there any further updates, TJ, from yourself, for partnership or business direction that you want to sort of give at this stage, or do you want us to drag in the new boy and give him a good whipping?
Let's drag him in.
I can see him smiling because I said whipping. There we go. I'll let you.
Hey, everyone, this is AJ. He is our Chief Revenue Officer, and I am excited to have brought him on board. I feel like he's going to provide a lot of value. He already has, and he is an OG ARC holder. Welcome, AJ.
Hey, everybody. It's my first time on an Ask Me Anything or a Good Morning ARC type of podcast. So this is a very interesting format for me. It's very fun for me to kind of be backstage to watch you guys have a conversation almost as if you're projecting out to a broader audience, even though I can only see the three of you. But yeah, very excited to be a part of the team. I am an OG ARC holder. I think I bought my very first, I would say, collection of tokens, a long time ago. Even when TJ and I were just kind of speaking and getting to know each other.
Yeah.
So it's
just getting into crypto days.
This is all evolved.
AJ, do you want to? I know people mentioned about your background at. I'm not sure, without sort of dropping any information of previous companies. But are you allowed to sort of maybe exaggerate on some of your career? Especially, I like the airline part. I'm not sure whether you're allowed to talk about that one.
Can you talk about your journey from education all the way through to your own entrepreneurship journey and your experience with big companies?
I'm certainly the poster child for a very circuitous career route. I studied architecture at university. So I was a formerly trained architect, worked as an architect for a number of years after graduating college.
Where was that?
When was it?
Or what college?
I graduated from Cornell. I studied architecture there. It was great for me because I was a recruited athlete. Cornell was the number one lightweight rowing school in the country. It was also the number one architecture school in the country. So it was kind of like a double whammy for me. It just made sense. That made my decision pretty easy. I graduated, worked as an architect, and then an opportunity kind of came my way to start a brand new product category. or an idea. And it interested me because with architecture, obviously you get to see the tangible results of your hard work in the form of building or sculptures or anything like that. You can actually touch it. It's very, very real. So the idea of developing something brand new that millions or potentially billions of people could use was really attractive to me. So I kind of jumped ship from architecture and went into technology, and I kind of got a baptism by fire and started learning what product management was and started developing a brand new product. That product turned out to be a digital luggage tag that integrated with airlines' mobile apps. So that way you could basically use your airline app and check your bag in at home. We did really well, got a lot of traction. We got global adoption within the industry itself. So we decided not to circumvent the industry, which is what a lot of our competitors were trying to do. And we decided to work with them. And we basically ran tests and trials and developed the product. Also worked with regulators on a global scale for, I would say, the better part of 4 years. Got it globally adopted. We ran proof of concepts with probably 30 to 50 different airlines. We launched the product with British Airways back in the day, and we ended up selling product in over 50 countries. So that was a really fun experience, especially for someone who has no technical background, nothing like that. So I kind of learned how to manage or wear many hats in a startup entrepreneurial environment, which I think was a great education. From there, I went and worked for a health tech company, and TJ and I had kind of met around that time, and we just started speaking, and I started watching the project, started learning. TJ and I kept in communication about what he was working on. I have a great appreciation for entrepreneurs. And yeah, at a certain point, it just intrigued me so much, and it made so much sense. And TJ had kind of described what he was working on. He had showed me what he was working on as well. And I have been an investor in crypto since 2016. So I'm not necessarily a newbie in the space, but I'm certainly not an OG. And I saw it, and coming from a tech background, having worked in aviation tech, now health tech, and kind of seeing like the entire spectrum of how all this kind of works out, and having really focused predominantly on product development, strategy operations, and innovation, my interest was really piqued. So at a certain point this past year, I told TJ that if he needed anybody in this specific role, that I was very willing to come on and help the team out the best that I could. And here we are.
Yep. Quick question, AJ. We were having some borderline moronic questions from the community today. They're normally really bright and switched on and have lots of like intellectually based questions, but at the moment they're just chatting about the Bahamas. So, but what the one question that I'll pretend is an intelligent question is, with your background, what makes you what excites you about the revenue aspect of it, and can maybe you lead into a little bit more detail as to what you'll be doing for us specifically?
Yeah, so what's really exciting to me is the fact that I believe that the technology, or at least the ARC specifically, has an opportunity to address multiple problems in a variety of industries. Not simply, smart contract development, but I also believe that this could be used in a number of different industries that are starting to try to basically get into Web3, as well as we can provide almost like an onboard ramp for, my hamster wheel is spinning right now because I believe that the possibilities are endless. TJ and I have kind of had a couple riff sessions just most recently about how this could potentially evolve and what the domino effect could potentially look like, not in terms of the market we could address, but realistically in terms of how we can evolve the product and what the growth strategy is around that timeline and what we can accomplish and what that basically informs for what we could potentially do in the future. So for me, it's really around kind of strategizing how we effectively kind of build upon this corporate strategy, apply ways in which we can effectively monetize the strategy, and also implement new products, services, and features on top of previous successes. So essentially continuing to grow the company at a very steady but meaningful way, something that's aggressive yet attainable. And I think that a lot of people and a lot of companies get way too, I would say, aspirational without having enough plans associated to how they're going to effectively achieve those things. And I think that ARC really has a beautiful collection of things working for it. So it's just very exciting to see, you know, having been an observer and kind of a cheerleader, now being in the house under the hood and really seeing how the, seeing how the sausage is made, as they say. And it's just very exciting.
Yeah. And I feel like we've already made progress on the front of building out revenue streams, quantifying that over a 5-year time span. Looking at what kind of products we're going to develop in the future as offshoots of our proprietary technology. Yeah, guys, I mean, since AJ has gotten on board, it's just been about a week and a half. We've already completed a ton of work, and to give you guys full transparency, I feel very confident in our go-to-market strategy, and I feel like he's been a very good addition to our team.
He's been all right. No, he's been great.
I feel like I'm drinking through the fire hose here. So, you know, everyone's been extremely helpful. Anytime I have any questions or I need to kind of like peel some time off, George has been extremely helpful to me in terms of like helping me understand how the business is operating from a day-to-day perspective, as well as kind of what the bigger plans are. Jasper has been instrumental in my understanding as to how the narrative is being crafted around the product, how we approach different companies, how we explain the value proposition. Really helping me kind of like go layers deeper compared to what I understand as a casual observer. And of course, working very closely with TJ to really understand what the vision is and how we can begin to apply specific milestones and measurable outcomes to achieving like this broad vision. So I'm all right. You know, I have a lot of to do yet still.
Yeah, no, it's been really good to have you on, mate. As I'd echo TJ's sentiment and just say that already since you've joined the team, I mean, I'm feeling yet more confident about the future of us as a company, and it's so far been an absolute pleasure. So yeah, definitely increasingly excited about everything that we're doing and what's going to happen in the next few months.
The feeling is mutual. I'm very excited. I think that there's a lot that we can achieve, and also just being a part of the conversations with the various companies that you guys have already been speaking to. I got to tell you, it's very rare that a company at this stage goes into, I would say, investor meetings or enormous companies, and the underlying resounding feedback is, holy shit. And I've raised capital before, and I've spoken to Fortune 500 companies, and I've done deals with those types of companies, and it's absolutely, you know, it's bananas. If I could put it another way, I would. But it's very cool to kind of see the look on people's faces, the questions that they're asking.
Can I invest?
Can they invest?
That's on my supervisor. Can I invest?
Yeah. It's put it this way: we have an abundance of opportunity, so it's a very good position to be in.
Yeah, we've been blessed. And just to dial it back a little bit, guys. So AJ founded ViewTag, and then he didn't mention the specific name of the health tracker company that he worked for, but he was also he was very high up there, and he had an enormous role and responsibility. So you can see his experience from bootstrapping things all the way up to an actual scaled up company producing a lot of revenue and scaling in the later growth stages. So, and I took that all into account when considering to bring him on board. And yeah, it's been great thus far.
I think there's one question which I'll quickly address as well, asking about your martial arts history, AJ. So if you could maybe elaborate a little on that.
Who's that from?
Well, but first of all, how do we know? Is that the thing hanging up? Is that what?
This is the Turkish evil eye. I lived in Turkey for a bit, and this basically worked off bad juju, evil spirits, negative implications. So it's obviously right behind my workstation because this is where I need all the good things to happen. So I'm a layer of protection away from anyone who would potentially want to cause ill will.
You're going to need a lot more of them if you work with me. Like,
Yeah,
that whole
it's funny. My
wall
buddy just got
really-
back from Morocco and gave me the Moroccan equivalent. So this has got to go to a certain point as well. So I'm going to be double protected.
What is that? Looks like something.
I
My
forget the
kid
name
made
of it.
macaroni at school. Show us closer, mate. What is the yellow
Is that
stuff?
hot glue?
It
underneath?
is, well, this is like a hand, right? So it's
Ah, got
it's
ya.
hung this way,
So
and this is just decoration.
So are you superstitious,
Good.
are you?
No,
Is
I'm
this-
not
is this a-
superstitious at
no?
all. However, it looks really nice, and it was a gift, and it's from Morocco. Very cool. Turkey,
It's
just-
stuff that I would
He
like.
wants
buy.
to bring some culture to his little office space. Come on,
Yeah,
George.
totally. I guess one of the other things I should mention as well, when I was working at ViewTag, I got a chance to travel all over the world. I think I went to like 50 different countries. I got like 5 lifetimes of international travel within like 5 or 6 years. So I also really appreciate having like mementos from like different places I've been or where my friends have visited. So I do kind of have like a little museum of artifacts from different areas of the world.
Well, you're a well-traveled man. I expect nothing else in this company.
Man of culture.
Jasper, you you once left London, didn't you? And you went on a day trip to Bristol, didn't you?
Yes,
Right?
yeah, I met some old bastard from.
Oh, good stuff. Joking aside, AJ, what now that you sort of got involved in the company, where do you see us growing? In what direction? I'm gonna put you on the spot a little bit. Where do you see that we need some bolstering? And don't worry about marketing, because we know the community love marketing. But do you see any specific areas that you think we should move into those areas next to sort of fully round us?
Well, I'm a firm believer of like getting your core product done right and then kind of expanding, right? So I think the process for the company without worrying about spreading itself too thin. So my personal belief is that get your foundational elements done and get them done really well. Have it become second nature, as easy as nearly breathing or blinking. So I think the core focus of the business should really be on making the reactor as effective and efficient as it possibly can be, which will allow us to grow into other areas, because those opportunities will come to us when the product and the foundation and the company is kind of humming almost in symphony. And then that allows us as a company or a business to really kind of splinter out and identify new opportunities, right? We kind of go into SWAT team mode. We go out and we go scout, right? We go scout for new opportunities, and we begin to have conversations with different companies in different areas of focus industries. And then we start kind of like collecting information and learning, because I believe the reactor can go into a lot of different places, but identifying the right opportunities and then prioritizing those opportunities is really the important key to steady trajectory growth, right? We definitely don't want to spread ourselves too thin, but we want to be hyper-focused, especially at this stage, and then getting everything done really well to a high degree. So I didn't really answer your question, but more along the lines of a process on how I think how we should approach things.
No, that's great. There's a couple of questions here that I just want to bring to different people. The first one is to you, Jasper. How's GMX? That's a question.
Let's come back to that one in a few days.
Very
Okay.
They're doing well.
Very good.
Okay, no comment. Did you say?
No, I said they're doing well.
They're doing well. Okay, good. Okay, the second
They're
one.
just fine. They're having a good day today.
Good stuff. The second one is a very good point, actually, because I've had a thought process along the same lines, and that's from McToken. So why is the price not moving? If all are saying, "Can I invest?" Would it be smart for every company to get at least 10,000 ARC now? He says, "I'm not worried about the price." I'm guessing it's a he. Sorry, it's because I'm a misogynist. But still wondering, even privately, some of those big guys might just scoop up 1 million ARC because of what they've seen so far. As to TJ, I mean, that's a very good point. I mean, we are arguably at the bottom end, the bottom 90% of a bear market. Everything's grim. Crypto's going to zero. So isn't this when smart money? Do you foresee this when smart money starts to come in and start to sort of gobble up
Yes,
some of the tokens?
but not. So this is when smart money comes in, and that is why we're having our fundraising round. And whenever smart money comes in, they want to invest in a way not to be diluted instantly off the market. So
Right.
they're going to prefer to invest in the tokens and the equity in a way that doesn't make their investment instantly worth less. And I mean, just from, I'm sure you guys are aware of price action and other indicators. Whenever someone buys a couple ethers, instantly is sell down because everyone's just so scared right now. And they want to pull out funds at a slightly higher value because they don't know what the next 3 to 6 months will look like from the macro market. And your smart investors realize this, and that's why they want to invest in a way that will appreciate more over time, and in a way to where, like, let's say they invest in tokens, the value doesn't instantly get dropped, and they enter into an investment with a lower value than the principal they put down.
I think it's also really important to point out, because that's a very good question, that the individuals or the institutions that we're speaking to are invested in investing in the business, when the token is an accent to the business. So they don't want to necessarily buy tokens. That's not technically investing in the business. That's, token ownership, right? That's a form of investing, but what they're really interested in after is ownership of the business, because as the business begins to grow and we become more successful and our ecosystem grows and the utilization of the token becomes more prolific, then the token price goes up. So essentially what they're investing in is really the nucleus to the larger cell. And the nucleus to the larger cell is really the business itself, and everything around it is the token, the ecosystem.
Yeah, the business itself is what drives the value of the token over time.
Yeah, so we are inviting people and we're having discussions about people and basically investing into the business, from which we, ARC as a company gives up ownership of the business itself. And then as an effect of that, just essentially we get to become more efficient and better. We get to drive reactor sales, and the reactor ecosystem can actually start performing really well, which in turn drives price of the token.
Yeah, and just
it's probably worth noting. Oh, sorry, TJ. I was just going to say the last call that we were all on, that exciting call that sort of went from one thing to another and then suddenly became sort of broader and larger, because they weren't sort of inherently involved in sort of the crypto element. There's not that sort of association with an obsession with the token price. It's more, because they come from a more traditional area, I guess they are fixated on that equity. What is the company worth? How can I extract that element? I want to invest in that because I understand that. So would you say that that's, as we deal with companies that aren't native to the crypto space, that's something that we'll get more of?
Well, yes, but here's where I want to add some detail. So we've structured the company and the business in a way that investing in the IP benefits the tokens. Investing in the tokens benefits the IP, benefits the equity holders. As traditional companies come on board, and as we develop a seamless on-ramp for the reactor, people are going to be buying tokens to use the reactor and not even know it. You could be a Web2 developer working for a company like Google, for example. You want to use the reactor, you subscribe using your debit card, and it's seamless. Everything is with your debit card, but on our back end, we're staking that ARC.
Sorry, TJ.
On our back end, we're staking that ARC, and we're getting that developer onboarded into the ecosystem. And what that does is the money goes into the ecosystem. The tokens are worth more now because more is locked up, and both streams are bifurcated, but they build into each other like a yin and a yang. So, I mean, you could just imagine when we have 1 million developers on board, if they have to stake a certain amount of ARC each, what that would do to lock up the token and increase essentially artificial supply and demand, but built by real value in having the token staked to actually access the reactor.
Nice. Okay. Sorry, I was AJ on the back end of your what you were saying then, but yeah, I just thought it was worth mentioning that not every company that is now starting to have a whiff of this technology is just purely crypto driven. That was the. So I want to get that in there. So should we want to ask any questions of the community? There's not huge amounts coming. I'm not seeing huge amounts on the AMA question board. Jasper, have you got any that come up?
I was gonna say we could take this as a moment to potentially select the meme competition winner.
Oh. Go on then. Go on then. But I think it was probably me, wasn't it? That one I made.
I think Logan.
Well, someone pull up a screen share. Let's pick.
Okay.
You go then, Jasper.
Okay. 1 sec.
Make sure you clear your search history.
Not on there, mate. No worries. Okay, 1 sec. I just got to. Okay, can you guys see my screen?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't think you meant to share that one, Jasper. Dude, take that down right now.
Very good. Right, okay. So first up, we have the real Fox, some geezer.
That's a great meme. Okay, it's probably now is a good time for me to admit that Logan made this. It wasn't me, and I made him share it, and then I robbed it and put it on Twitter.
Wait, George, what's that first one? Russia invades Ukraine?
Yeah.
They did that same day we listed on Gate. The same day.
I know. I was convinced they weren't as well, so yeah.
It was,
I like that one.
It was all a ploy to bring down ARC.
What costume? What is that? What is that thing running with no arms? It looks like. Do you know what it looks like? It looks like Mr. Blobby had sex with a T-Rex. That's what it looks like.
I thought it was from the Teletubbies, but I mean, I guess probably
Teletubbies.
The T-Rex stands for it's a Teletubby Rex.
It's a weird. Anyway, Jasper, go on the next one. Is that it?
On Halloween. No. There's a couple more. Joan of Arc, appreciating your work there, George.
Nice.
Really appreciates it.
Well, that's a good one.
This one from Decent. A little bit of Pink Floyd.
Ooh, like
is it a meme? Is that a meme?
That's not a meme. That's art. That's art. I like that one.
That's our next marketing strategy. Yeah, is that a meme though, Jasper? Memes are very funny.
I guess it's appreciation. Well, I think you could go down on the record as that.
That's marketing collateral.
It's good. It's marketing. He's gonna be an ex-marketing guy. Decent. So. Okay. All right.
Simple yet effective.
Yes.
Yeah.
And attractive. That's secretly what Keith looks like.
Yeah.
George just dogs on everyone.
Yeah, because I want to win. Oh, this could be good.
Oh man.
That is the worst photoshopping I've ever seen. But he looks like a criminal. You know, doesn't he? He just
mugshot.
It's like a mugshot. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. I love the simplicity of it. Yeah.
They
didn't even have to have good editing for that one to work.
He could have put the background in black and white as well, but I love that. Yeah. He looks so unimpressed as well. That photo.
Has Henry seen that yet?
Yeah. I don't know.
He doesn't care. He's like Saitama or something. He's just on such another level.
Yeah.
Henry, do you guys remember when Henry made that meme a few months back?
Yes, I do.
Yes, yeah. You know what I'm talking about. That was
Yeah, I
the
know
best thing
exactly
I've
what
seen
you're
in
talking
years.
about. It's pretty good.
Henry, he's
God,
just stone faced. He doesn't care.
He's actually got such a good sense of humor. You would never. Well, you may expect
No.
it. I didn't. It was. Yeah. Anyway, onwards and upwards. That one's a bit close to the
Oh.
bone. We'll just gloss over that.
Let's give billions of dollars to a guy named Bankman.
That's the second one from Keith.
Okay.
It's a well-known one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure.
Is that TJ?
Is that me?
Yeah.
Oh man, that
Oh,
hurts
God.
my feelings.
Oh.
God. Yeah, there's some gifts coming up.
Oh my god. That I'm not
Pretty
going to
cool.
sleep.
Jasper, who's laughing?
Miyoko.
That no Miyoko, but is that? Oh, that's the Hulk. All right, great.
It's dead.
Yeah.
Jasper is sitting on Hulk's lap. Is Deadpool.
I guess what they meant by that was comparing me to Ryan Reynolds, which I really appreciate. Queen of Wind. Thank you for
Is
that.
that whoa? Who's that? It's not Deadpool, is it? Sat on his lap. Is it? Spider-Man,
I think it
isn't
is.
it?
Henry is Iron Man. That fits perfect. Come on.
I'm Wolverine, so the hair that makes sense, I guess. TJ's Captain America, yeah. Henry's Iron Man. Look at Logan. What is that? What is that?
Is that Thanos
I don't know.
or Black
Might be,
Adam?
Yeah, I think it could be Thanos.
Okay.
What? He said Alex Hong. Is someone in AMA question said Alex Hong is in there?
No,
that's Henry.
Miyoko.
That's Henry.
Henry, yeah. Oh wow, a blasphemous!
I can't see it.
What is this?
These are actually all the investors. So this is a great photograph. All the future investors right here.
Queen of Wind.
Mark Zuckerberg. He's like
Will Smith in the background.
Meta.
I like how they put me in the military costume. It's Snoop Dogg, me and Snoop Dogg.
Look at Will Smith. He looks like he's getting ready to double
down
slap you.
by your feet right there. So you're coming out of battle.
Yeah, I'm good to go. I mean, this is blasphemy at another level for you, TJ, isn't it? I imagine.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one.
Is this a bot? I can't tell.
I don't know. They've done two now.
I like the Marvel one. That was kind of cool.
Oh,
see, this
one,
Mario one is better.
Oh, that's quite good.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, that's cute.
I love that. That took effort right there. Can we give a shout out to that person?
Wait a sec. This could be
was
good.
it?
Oh.
Oh no, and then it's gonna.
I don't know. Is it going to be a good thing or not? It's going to be a good thing. Please be a good thing.
Hey.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
there we go.
Yay. Good. Who's that? Who's that, TJ?
Was it the same person?
I
Slide
just-
up, Tiara.
Yeah, I think.
Tiara.
could-
Oh wow,
Are
lots
these
of
bots?
effort.
Are these bots? Do you reckon these
Yeah,
are
I
bots?
think some of them are because
Dude,
I don't know. I think they have 10.
there's no way a bot made that.
Honestly,
Yeah,
Those
might
took
do.
some effort. Those probably took a couple hours each.
To be fair, if not, I apologize.
Wait, it's all arc. Always has been. I don't get that.
It's the moon. It's the moon.
Ah. Okay. Yeah.
I like that one. It's intellectual. Give it a like. Yeah.
One like.
Project season there.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Strong.
Chads. Arc Chads.
Yeah, these are definitely bots. It's impressive that they can do this. To be fair.
It must. They must just do the same thing.
Oh,
Just
shit.
change. I reckon
Dude,
they
turn
do
the
it.
sound on. Here, go back. CZ. Elon.
They just do these and just replace the logo
Yeah,
mustard and just churn them out. Yeah. What is with that? Oh my god.
They
Aggressive
clearly don't know
marketing.
anything about us.
Go back, go Jasper. Jasper, a hard-working team, not a hard-working team.
Biggest
Oh, this is
slide.
so. Oh
Dude,
my
this is
god.
actually in depth. I kind of like this.
Let's just give the prize away to
They got the
a bot.
spirit. They got spirit. Who's that
Oh
guy?
my god. Single finance community. What does that even mean?
Arc.
Oh, this is so lame.
This is ridiculous. Who's that?
We should go and stab our fathers to
That's what they
death.
said too.
Yeah.
Bye.
We haven't got a marketing team at the moment. Come on. It's all external.
Where's the reactor? I want to see Tony just blast out his chest the reactor.
Jasper, no, don't even look at
No,
that one. Oh,
I'm gonna say I kind of want to see what's gonna happen now. Ooh.
That dude made so many. I bet he just rescanned
Oh, it's
memes
Bitcoin.
from his bot competition.
Jasper, move on, please.
Okay, yeah. We'll just. I think these are all
These
going
are
to be.
bots.
Anyone's welcome
Oh my
to
God.
scan through these.
Oh,
For
is
a bit
it?
of live entertainment. Wow. Okay. Whoa, Jesus. Okay. Well, I think it might have to
My
be.
vote's
the
the
one in
Henry
Henry.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
Henry, man.
This one
is
here.
so. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
I mean, let's be. Yeah. I suppose Logan can't win, can he? That's not fair because, yeah.
You're just so
That
upset.
one. Yeah, that one definitely.
All right, congratulations, Nitram, N1 Tram. I actually never been sure exactly how women pronounce that,
Nitram.
but congratulations, sir. You will be receiving another
I dubbed
arcade. I
V
think.
the ARC meme competition winner.
Yeah, congratulations.
Nice.
Yeah, that's our second last arcade. So after that, there's only one more to be given out. So sad times.
Nice one. Sad times. So there are no more questions, guys, on the StreamYard. And let me have a look here. Oh, we do have one question. Will there be any more utility for Arc Apes, Jasper? Will I be able to own an actual ape?
Yeah, very possibly. I mean, we're still planning to obviously deliver on everything that we promised in the beginning that we haven't already done. So we'll be getting you guys on to have a little look at Reactor before it, just before it goes public. And yeah, I definitely will look to do some more fun things with it in the future. 100%. It's always in the back of my mind.
Well, and we did talk about that ecosystem. I kind of gave some hints on it. George gave a hint on it just now. But
Go on then, TJ. Go on. I know you're dying to say something. Come on. Everyone secretly tunes in because they expect you to give them
no,
something.
I was
Go
just
on.
saying, like real apes. When
Yes.
you buy an ARC ape, you'll get an ape shipped to you in the mail.
Yeah.
And
Or
there'll
something
be
like
ape
monkey
fights and ape staking. There'll be all kinds
Jasper?
of utility. Ape minting.
Ape minting. No, I mean, what could we, Jasper? Is there any plan? Could you do anything like that? Like, it gives them access to a Christmas party that you're gonna. Remember that one you're gonna organise?
Yeah, well, that's
something like that.
obviously on the cards. What about your number plate, George?
Oh yes, yes. How do I share that on here?
Just pull up a picture and share your screen.
2 seconds. Okay, I'll let TJ finish off whilst I do this.
There's one more question's come in on the Discord from WT2006 asking when will the reactor go public?
Oh,
I think that's a great question. As we create more and more partnerships and examine the macro landscape, we'll have a little bit more clarity on that. Right now, if we launch that And for example, if we didn't have partnerships locked in, and with the macro landscape the way it is, it wouldn't be very fortuitous to do that. I think, we need to have a good marketing workup. We need to have initial developers locked in the range of anywhere from 100 to 200 subscribers, and it needs to time well with the overall market. Just launching this close to all the FTX issues with rumors of other products breaking, I don't think is a great idea. But we pretty much have it ready. We just need to develop the front end to host it, which is a lot simpler than all the things we've already done. So
yeah, worth saying, TJ, maybe that we of course are going to be onboarding as many projects as quickly as we can to use it, regardless of when it may go public. So there'll be use and revenue coming in, hopefully very soon.
oh wow, that would be awesome.
How many people in the UK?
Where's the 12 come from?
Well, it's just in the UK, the way they do number plates is that signifies the year the car was made. So, but yeah, it's just quite a cheap one. I might buy that, Jasper, and then we'll do that as a giveaway. How many people in the UK community? I haven't bought it yet.
You already bought it.
How much money do you think I earn? Just throw 250 quid at a random number plate.
Well, you just pinged it to me.
Now people can know that you hold lots of ARC, so they can follow you home.
Yeah. Any ideas for giveaways? If anyone's got any good ideas for giveaways, especially for Christmas, send them in to PO Box. No, just send them in to us on Discord, and we'll have a little think about doing a bit of a Secret Santa or something like that. That'd be useful for the community.
Like a massive community white elephant.
Yeah. Definitely, I think. Cool. Are there any other questions, guys? Anyone have anything else?
CryptoWalk is typing. Oh.
Don't give away tokens.
Statement. Another question. Another statement.
Okay, cool. If there's nothing else, guys, TJ, if anyone else, AJ, Jasper, anything to say before we let TJ?
Any closing notes?
I might just drop a fat airdrop in the Discord on a little few seconds. So just make sure you get into general right now, guys.
69 million ARC. AJ said, "I'm getting ready." Did you see him set up?
Jasper said that airdrop. That sense right there. It always piques my interest. There it is.
Perfect.
Awesome. Cool.
Well, thanks for attending today, guys. I was excited to intro AJ, and I'm glad that everything went over well. And the AMA questions, he didn't get roasted too bad. But just playing, I think AJ is going to be a great addition, guys. And momentum has been building up a ton as we move towards the release of the reactor. More and more people are getting excited about it. And I'm just ready to hit the growth stage of this company and get a ton of users and change the world. And I'm excited for all of that. And I'm grateful for all of the work my team has put in thus far and the faith that you guys have given us. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks very much, guys. Have a nice weekend.
Thanks, guys.